Oh, good people. It's about time. This one's tough. This is my last episode. It's my birthday episode. Started this last semester. Okay. I started this last semester, and it gave. Okay. Good people. Started this last semester with the help of the lady that's next to me. She gave me an opportunity to be able to do what I love, talking to you every week. The people that's here in the audience, a lot of them always told me to get on stage and just be able to do what I want to do, and I never did it. But I'm here, and every step of the way, they done supported me. You're going to see them a little later. It's been a run. I got to interview Dr. Simmons. I got to interview Mickey Turner, an esteemed writer. I got to interview David Hellburner. He did the Sandra Bland documentary. I've interviewed some close people to me. I've interviewed some of you I've never met, and I didn't think I was gonna get to do it, and it's just been a ride, and I'm gonna miss it. When we come back from commercial break, I'm gonna talk to the lady that made it possible. It's about time.
At Prairie View A&M University, we've been igniting passion in students for more than 140 years. It's about inspiration. It's about global influence. It's about self-expression and individuality. It's about trailblazing a path of excellence. It's about engaging in the greater community. Above all, it's about helping you realize your dreams. Ignite your passion. Experience Prairie View A&M University.
Traditions are not made overnight. They are created through a legacy of excellence and a commitment to something much greater. For more than 135 years, Prairie View A&M University has provided students with a strong academic foundation, a unique college experience, and the opportunity to make their mark on the world. This is a place where friendships are formed, discoveries are made, and dreams are realized. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
Prairie View A&M University is about the students. Students don't just come here for the education. They come for the faculty, for the creativity, the camaraderie, an excellent standard of living, and the school spirit. They come here to gain something profound and to give something back. Students come for the tradition of excellence. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
Y'all see what I got on, though? That rock. Hold on. Zoom in on that. Official zoom out, okay. TDV,
Hey, darling.
what's going on?
Oh, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You old enough to go to the club yet?
Oh, I've been there.
Oh, shoot.
Trying to go to the strip club?
Hey, man.
All right, I ain't paying, though.
I
can't
ain't
get
got
my
nothing
money.
either.
But on a serious note,
Sure.
you came into the comm department and you have a fire, a passion about what you do. You really love the students, and that's not to say anybody else here doesn't love the students, but you're really working to make sure that we can accomplish our dreams before having to go into the world
Sure.
and have somebody tell us no.
Yeah.
You allow us to make the mistakes, to learn, and you give us a platform to be able to do what we do on a weekly basis for a semester. And next semester, you're gonna make it bigger than what it is now. So what drove you to say, okay, I have some talented students. They're passionate about what they do, and they need a platform?
The entertainment industry is a hustle industry, and it's difficult to break in. It feels like a private club sometimes. How do you work in the entertainment industry? How do you get a job? And we live in a time now where we can create our own platforms. We can create our own content. We don't have to wait for anyone to give us an opportunity by way of an audition or a job in Hollywood or anything like that. We could stand here in the middle of Prairie View, Texas, and shoot It's About Time and showcase to the world how amazing we are, right? So the idea was, having lived in LA for 15 years, worked in the industry, it's exhausting. I've worked more having left LA than when I lived in LA, when I was in school out there. And I wanted to bring the idea here that we can create whatever we want to create, provide you with content, provide you with a portfolio so that when you do graduate, you have things you can show people. I am so proud of all of you. We had 49 students a part of PVAMU-TV this semester. We jumped from what, 1 to 49?
Yeah.
It'll be more next semester.
It will.
And my goal is to create a platform so that the world can see you before you get out there, right? I think probably my greatest feather in my cap from this semester was watch you interview President Simmons, Mickey Turner, and David Heilbronner, primarily because they do have tentacles out in the professional world, and people who make worldly decisions watch them, pay attention to them, and you interviewed them in such a professional way that all three of them said that was as good, if not better, than the experiences I've had interviewing out in the world. I want to hear more of that for everyone. I want to make sure my sports guys and ladies are in a position where they can be seen by ESPN or local news or what have you and be a viable option. I want our talk show hosts, whether it's whoever takes this chair next semester or the other shows that we provide, that they have a package that they can then use to promote themselves and not only gain employment, but maybe create and craft opportunities for themselves on their own platforms. Who's to say when you finish your next week, you don't sit in an open space and continue to do this work someplace else with a couple cameras. Was it 3 cameras? You set up 3 cell phones, 3 iPads, 3 iPhones, a little bit of editing software. Post it on YouTube. It would look exactly the same as what we're doing right here. This doesn't have to stop. You don't have to stop. In fact, if you do stop, I'm going to call you and Ma Dukes and say, my man's not doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Not Ma Dukes. Don't call her because she at work.
Okay.
You playing with our money at that point.
No.
Okay, so you're an accomplished woman.
Okay.
And we have a relationship. So when I hear you talk about what you did in LA, the films you've done, the people you've worked with, it's not the same as when I hear you talk about this. Do you think this is more what you were put on this earth to do, or do you feel like it's a balance between the two?
It's funny. I feel like I was in the world in LA and in New York and in Atlanta to learn how to come back and do this. Whereas y'all are here learning how to do this to go to those markets and do it out there. I feel like everything that I've learned in my career has been to prepare me so that I can show you all how to do it and still continue to do it. I wake up every day and I produce television. I'm producing more television and more content than a lot of people I know, friends of mine. I'm producing on a daily basis more television and more film than a lot of people in the industry. And I get to do it while watching you all do it. Takes a lot of work off my shoulders. You know, Paige Thomas is about to produce a 10-episode docuseries about the women's basketball team here. The HBO multicultural team know what we're doing, and and they're ready for us to complete that work. So we're crafting those relationships. We're providing content that the world can see. So as much as you called me accomplished, I just feel like I was hanging on and trying to get some things done in my life. I feel like all of that happened so that I can be a better teacher, so that I can be a better support for the next generation, for the future of filmmaking and storytelling.
Got you. So you're what I would call a go-getter. You go out there and you make it happen. You hear no, but it's not no. It's a way around that no.
Okay.
That will eventually become a yes. So what do you think is the biggest lesson that we need to learn when we hear no?
Just that, keep going. Keep going. No can be two things. No can be a motivating factor. Okay, you don't want me, somebody else will, or I'll make it my own way, and then you're gonna want to, it's kind of like passing up on Tom Brady. He's picked 199 in his draft, and all of a sudden he's the greatest of all time, it seems, So that's what no can do for you. It can motivate you to achieve despite. But no can also humble you. No can also say, maybe I'm just not ready for that blessing yet. I need to do some additional work and prime myself to get to where I need to be, so that I can hear yes. But what no can't ever be is debilitating. And that has happened to me in my life. I just had a young lady in my office this afternoon, a freshman, say about one of my passion projects, Genesis, my superhero film, that I heard yes and no so many times where I just shut down and couldn't do it anymore. And I have to hear that again. I have to hear you and Marshayla and this young freshman that said, you have to keep trying. So it's an ongoing lesson that no can mean a lot of positive things, but no can mean a negative thing that needs to be turned around into a positive. You can't let it debilitate you.
Okay. So do you think, because there are people who are more polished and well-rounded who can do certain jobs, but then there's sometimes somebody who needs to be brushed off.
Okay.
Who needs a little stepping stone.
Okay.
Do you think it's much easier? Well, of course it'd be much easier, but what would you rather do? Who would you rather pick?
Oh, wow. I think this is an educational institution. We're on a college campus where technically I have to give everyone a chance, right? And it operates a little bit differently than in the quote unquote real world, in the industry, because there the margin of success or error is much smaller. If I have a student who puts forth their greatest effort and it still falls short of my expectation or falls short of their grade, I can't really just say, okay, well, I'm done with that person. I can't ever work with them anymore. Which is still a difficult thing to kind of do sometimes, because as a producer, I want the best work. And that part of me is still here. That part of me that says, that person's fired and they're not providing me with the best work. I can't work with them. Well, in a setting like this, I also have to learn patience and grace and have a temperament that is a bit more accommodating than I have to use when I'm working on my own stuff. Now, if you show up in Houston working on, this, that, and the other, which is going to happen fairly soon, and you don't show up the way I need you to show up, then I have no problem saying thank you, we're done, thank you. But either has its challenges and both have their rewards. There is nothing like seeing someone mess up, figure it out, and then get better at it. Someone who thinks they know who they are and how things should go, learn a different way, growth, and build on that. That is rewarding. That's all I want to see as a teacher, right? And as someone who cares about you all. So I think maybe more succinctly to answer your question, no, I can't ever throw anybody away.
Yeah.
I just can't. But it does become difficult sometimes when you want to and you can't. When you want to.
Okay, last serious question before we get to playing a little bit.
Uh-oh.
As a teacher, you encounter different kind of students
Sure.
from all types of backgrounds with different challenges. You try to help them, and sometimes you can't.
Okay.
They push back. They may not believe in themselves. What's the hardest part about the ones you can't help, or you can't help to see the greatness that's in them?
The hardest part is seeing them not see it in themselves. The hardest part of working with someone who pushes back or feels like they know how it goes or what they want to do is understanding that in this industry, in film and television, in music, in any of the arts where there's money involved, it's a collaborative art. And so if there's that person who's pushing back and not allowing someone to help them or build on them, what they're communicating is that they know their way, they're happy with their way, and they're not willing to listen to anything else. Then I go, you ain't gonna make it. You're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna work for a director who's gonna say, do it this way or else. You're not gonna work with a producer who says, I'm hiring you based on X, Y, and Z, and you wanna do A, B, and C. But truth be told, I taught 1 year in public education in high school. And for that very reason, I said I cannot work with anyone who's not 18. Because I don't want to have to cuss out you and your mama. If you're a grown person and I tell you something that I feel like is leading you in the right direction, and my mission is never to steer you wrong. I may mess up and say something wrong, and I'll go back and I'll find the right answer and say, I'm so sorry. I led you down the wrong path. Let's try this again. I understand that happens, but I taught high school for 1 year and realized I didn't have the temperament for it because I simply didn't have the patience to teach manners if I'm teaching you a subject. If you're not getting that at home or where you should be getting it, and maybe that's something I need to work on and learn and go back to, because I do love working with children. I do. I have 7 grandchildren. I'm constantly running up against patience and no patience. But when someone's pushing back, it tells me a lot about their work ethic and their willingness to learn.
Okay. That was fun.
Oh, goodness. I don't even know what's about to happen.
Nothing bad.
Okay.
So, you seen that new Lion King trailer?
I did.
You in the filmmaking. How you feel about all that?
Oh, my. First of all, I need to call my therapist and have her on standby, because I know when Mufasa die again, I'm like, oh, Dad. Oh, I'm not ready for it. I think it is problematic to call it live action, since it is definitely going to be CGI and, just really great CGI. But it's just, semantics at this point. It's going to be an amazing film. It's going to be awesome to hear Beyonce sing a number or two and hear Donald Glover, hear James Earl Jones, to have this time a predominantly black cast tell an African story. I'm excited. July 19th can't come soon enough.
See, I'm happy to see Scar.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I felt like Mufasa should have known what was going on. You knew your brother wanted to see, and you fell for that.
You knew Kane was in the cut.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then he dark skinned, so I got to represent for my people.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, yeah, you know how that go.
Be Prepared is my favorite. My favorite number, yes.
Them hyenas.
Oh, yeah, all that.
Boy, that's a whole nother thing right there.
Yeah. Are you excited about The Lion King?
See, that's my favorite movie, next to The Grinch.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? Everybody who know me know I love the Grinch.
Uh-oh.
But the Lion King,
Yeah.
it's something else. When I'm in the car and I got a little shawty with me, I'm gonna put be prepared on,
Uh-oh.
cause I gotta see if you can.
Is that a get ready for the night mood song? Is that a mood maker? Like be prepared. Oh, I guess. Ooh.
What you asking me? Cause my mama watching this. What
I'm
you
listening to the song in my head and I'm thinking about preparing for a date.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't seem like, the cuddle up song.
Yeah, it's not a cuddle up song, but it's like if she know the words to it,
Oh.
you know what I'm saying? I can really rock with her, cause it's like for me,
Okay.
I love wrestling. And if, listen,
Okay, I'm with you. Go
I
ahead.
love wrestling.
Okay.
And I ask a girl who the Undertaker is, and if she know, my
knows.
heart stops, because at that point, that's from God. You really something special if you know who the Undertaker, because you don't just know him.
There's nothing wrong with getting your ass kicked, but there's no honor in getting your ass kicked and doing nothing at all. Is that right?
Not at all.
Dang. How's it go?
There's no shame.
No shame
in going out there and fighting
in fighting
and getting your ass kicked.
and getting it kicked.
But there's no honor
None.
in not fighting at all.
Yeah.
A few of the girls in here done heard me say that.
Oh, shoot.
Because they be going through this thing with these boys, and
Sure.
I'm a big brother, a therapist, a counselor. I'm like the modern day MLK. I'm in these streets helping these people out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not against peace.
Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta mess something up.
I'm flashing back to our first episode of this show when we first did this a year ago, and you broke out the Undertaker. And I think that was the first time I started to learn more about you. I don't think I really knew much about you at that point.
See, he's a special part of my life.
Okay.
Those are my first words. I'm for real. Because I remember when I was little, my mom, when we was in the hospital,
Sure.
wrestling was on. She told me about this, you know what I'm saying? And so, as a kid, I could watch him for hours at a time. I would get on YouTube and watch all his old videos, and I would learn his lines, and I'd use them on the kids at the playground.
Yeah.
So if you stole my animal crackers, I'm telling you I'm finna kick your ass, but like the Undertaker would. I be cutting promos. Yeah. I dressed up as him for Halloween one year.
Yeah.
I remember my friend, I don't like telling people this, so y'all cut this out the episode.
Okay.
But I was like 13, 14.
Yeah.
And my homeboy had an Undertaker action figure that I really wanted, and he wouldn't give it to me, so I cried. And I threw all my wrestling stuff away. I said, I'm gonna give up wrestling. I didn't, but
I was about to say.
yeah. But it's just, he's just an important, like, it makes me, I don't know.
It motivates you.
It really does, and I
Yeah.
don't know why. It's
His
kind of
words are
sad.
inspiring.
It's kind of sad because
Yeah.
he's a fake dead guy.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you
but
don't
his
know.
word stuck. We started to do it like Barack Obama too. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Follow Americans.
There's no shame. And going out there and getting your ass kicked. Yeah. But
Yeah, it's that
there's the you gotta
It's
do
the that gets you. If you don't do the you ain't good.
Yeah. What was your favorite show doing this? What was your favorite episode of It's About Time? Think on it. How did you come up with the name It's About Time? You came up with that title.
Because it's about time. My homeboy Damani, my best friend, Dr. Bradford, most of the people in here, they consider me to be funny.
Yeah.
So they've told me countless times to get up on stage.
Sure.
And I never did it. And part of that's because I was scared to fail. I still kind of am. That's why I don't do certain stuff. It really gets to me.
Yeah.
Just thinking that I may not live up to what people think I am.
Sure.
And so that really, for the longest, they've been telling me that since freshman year. And there was times where I said I was gonna get on stage, but I didn't because I just felt like I was gonna fail at it. I don't tell jokes. And they say, well, don't tell jokes. Get up there and do what you do. But I just always felt as though I would fail. And so they even told me, to start a little YouTube series. I don't have the patience to sit down and edit, and I don't have I get sidetracked real easily.
So what happened to you in that place that you're speaking from about how funny everyone told you you were and that you are, and said that you needed to perform with that? How did it feel for you about, 4 months ago when I said that you weren't as funny as you think you are?
that really stung. I don't know why, but it was like you said you was playing, but that it hit me.
Sure.
I forgot what we was talking about, but I mean, if you don't think I'm funny, you don't think I'm funny.
Sure.
Because I'm not gonna appeal to everybody, and I'm not.
Well, let me provide some context for the people that are watching right now. I wasn't just coming at you and be like, you ain't as funny as you think you are. It was to settle you down a little bit because every show didn't require the humor. And I think we were getting ready for President Simmons. We were getting ready for that interview, and I needed you to do one interview where you did the research, you came in with something other than just trying to be funny, providing some humor but also some depth. And you were like, but no, and I was like, DeAndre, you're just not as funny as you think you are. And it kind of surprised me when it came out my mouth. That might have been one of those moments of pushback and and a little bit of regret. But all that to say, you bounced back so wonderfully. First of all, that interview you did with President Simmons was masterful. You'd done so much research that one, she didn't want the interview to end. And she said to me a few times, hey, I'd love to come back and be back here.
Where's she at?
Well, I mean,
It's too late
you
now.
graduate, but she's going to be here. We get to bring her back next semester.
What good that do me?
Well, I mean, But you started that.
Nah, that was probably my most nerve-wracking. I was nervous that whole day, the week leading up to that, and I don't know why. Because it's not hard for me to talk to people. That's just what I do. But I think it was after I did the research on her, because that woman is something. First of all, she rolling in money.
Well, I don't know about talking about that, but
I ain't trying to, but she rolling in money. But she is so accomplished. Like everywhere she was, she changed the game.
Oh, the atmosphere there.
You know what I'm saying? And you could see that here. So it was just, when I left, when I had walked out, because you told me to go settle down and get myself together, it was just, and I wasn't trying to show that I was nervous, but it was just that I was really finna interview her. That was probably that was the first one that was just somebody, because that was always my end goal. I wanted to interview her, and it was finally happening. And I had came back in here, and she was standing on the stage, and my heart literally dropped. That right there was a shock. Part of me was like, she ain't gonna come. She ain't gonna come. Something gonna happen. She ain't gonna come. And then she was in here, and then her aura is amazing.
True.
And so I came up here, and she said, settle down, do what you want to do. I'm gonna follow your lead. And from that point on, I did what I did. It was just it was another type of feeling, because it's different than interviewing students.
Sure.
I guess because they're my peers.
Yeah.
And even the Mickey Turner and David Help, it's just that they're heavy hitters. They're people who are established, so talking to them, it's about time. So like the name, going back to the name, I just felt as though it was time for me to do, I guess, what I was put here to do. And so that's where the name comes from. It's just it's not just a saying for me. It's, you here, it's about time.
What's next?
Honestly, I don't know, because I played a little too much in college. If we being honest, I played a little too much. So I didn't really, just do everything I should have did. But I'm going to go home, I'm going to work, and I'm going to save up money. And I'm going to move out here to Houston, and I'm going to, work my way up the ladder.
Okay.
You going to see me on TV again, but I'm just letting you know. Stuff like that got speaking to the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But, I gotta get myself together, Still a little growing to do. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. You can still do this when you go to Mississippi. Where you going?
I ain't going to
Dallas?
Mississippi.
Where you going? Where you from?
I'm going to Mesquite, M's for my people. Mesquite side 75149.
I don't know nothing about what you just said.
That's my city.
Okay. Anyway.
Don't disrespect me.
I'm not disrespecting it. I just want to know what you're saying. You can still do this. Don't stop doing this. Don't stop doing this.
I'm gonna try not to.
Okay.
I'm gonna try not to. How much time we got left? In the bike.
You all have learned a lot about
5
what
minutes.
we've been doing here.
30 seconds. Oh. Good people. When I come back from the show, Stage gonna look a little different. You're gonna see some people. These people are very important to me. It's about time.
At Prairie View A&M University, we've been igniting passion in students for more than 140 years. It's about inspiration. It's about global influence. It's about self-expression and individuality. It's about trailblazing a path of excellence. It's about engaging in the greater community. Above all, it's about helping you realize your dreams. Ignite your passion. Experience Prairie View A&M University. At Prairie View A&M University, we've been igniting passion in students for more than 140 years. It's about inspiration. It's about global influence. It's about self-expression and individuality. It's about trailblazing a path of excellence. It's about engaging in the greater community. Above all, it's about helping you realize your dreams. Ignite your passion. Experience Prairie View A&M University.
Prairie View A&M University is about the students. Students don't just come here for the education. They come for the faculty, for the creativity, the camaraderie, an excellent standard of living, and the school spirit. They come here to gain something profound and to give something back. Students come for the tradition of excellence. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
Traditions are not made overnight. They are created through a legacy of excellence and a commitment to something much greater. For more than 135 years, Prairie View A&M University has provided students with a strong academic foundation, a unique college experience, and the opportunity to make their mark on the world. This is a place where friendships are formed, discoveries are made, and dreams are realized. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
At Prairie View A&M University, we've been igniting passion in students for more than 140 years. It's about inspiration. It's about global influence. It's about self-expression and individuality. It's about trailblazing a path of excellence. It's about engaging in the greater community. Above all, it's about helping you realize your dreams. Ignite your passion. Experience Prairie View A&M University.
Good people. This, this it. So long, farewell to you, my friends. Bring the camera up with me. These people right here, all of them at some point or another have pushed your boy. Micaiah Bates, Kelly, Aubrion, Diamond, those are my little sisters. I've been there for them and they've been there for me. This one right here, Ryan Raxton. He a little noob. 1-9-11. Yeah, that's my dog right there. He give me a hard time, I give him a hard time, but he know he ain't got a special place in my heart, but we cool people. Maya, Mackenzie, Damani, Daniel. That's freshman year right there. That was my roommate, still my roommate to this day. The boy in the back right there used to have dreads. That's my brother right there. They're my brothers right there, man. They really tell me to get on the stage and they really make me, all the people up here really support this show. T, Jam, the other ones they missing, but that's Get Your Money. I met them at a party. You know what I'm saying? Who in the bike? Dr. Bradford and Miss Shannon They was Panther Pride. That was the first thing I did when I got here. Somebody who want me like my mama, that's Dr. Bradford. She always tell me I'm childish, ask me when I'm gonna grow up, tell me stop chasing these females. You know what I'm saying? She don't think, you know what I'm saying, I really be out here doing my work, but I do. But I love her for everything she's done for me. Now that man right there, Daryl Williams. Let me tell y'all about this dude right here. When I first got here, he's a mentor. He holds something called Brother to Brother, and he helps brothers who feel like they don't have nobody, and he talks to them, and he really makes you feel good. When I first met him, he a player. Hold on, he got rings on both his fingers, and he'll ask you a question. I gotta sit down so y'all can see how he used to act. So he'll ask you something. He'll say, "How many young brothers in here don't feel like this?" And he'll sit back in the chair, real player like that. The man that's my dog. I love him. But really, everybody up here, I love them from the bottom of my heart. I ain't gonna cry. Everybody who couldn't be here, my mama, my daddy, Ma Dukes, Pops, Desmond, my sister. I'm a... All right. We finna agree, because I'm a miss...
Oh my God.
No, I'm good. All right. I'm a really miss this TDV. Let me turn around, because I okay, because I really thank you. I really thank you for giving me this chance, because if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have did it. And anybody who know me know I want my own show. You gave me that chance, and I really appreciate you for that. I appreciate all of y'all for supporting me, man. This is not the end. Y'all gonna see me again. I'm gonna need that support again, but I really want to say thank y'all for this, because without y'all, it wouldn't be where it is today. I wouldn't be having my last show. So to my team, I really... Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's about time, because I ain't gonna keep crying up here. Cut the camera off, because this ain't it. I'm a pimp. Don't do that.